Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update for HBAR. First of all, on the daily, I have this as my primary is a 3-wave A and a expanded flat B and an eventual C to come in, making higher highs. Alternatively, I have this as a 5-wave, in which case this would have to be slightly relabeled. But at the end of the day, the ending diagonal is still my primary count. First of all, I have this as 5-wave coming down to complete a B wave. Our fourth came up in 3 here, and we've drifted sideways and made a series of complex corrections. Real quick, just to show you, not going to spend much time on the daily, but for our fourth wave, you can see we ticked right at the 382 where you would expect in green there for our fourth wave correction. So we hit the requirement that this can be a completed correction. Alternatively, I have counts where this comes up and then we make further downside, but this is my primary as everything seems to be leading this way. First of all, we had a WXY down, multiple zigzags in here for our first wave down. We then had a 3-wave move to the upside for our 2-wave. That came between, I believe, right on the 618, between the 618 and the 786 there of our second wave on linear scale, and tick the 618 on log scale, and on linear scale tick the 618, which is where we would expect that to hit as our wave 2. Then we had a double zigzag for a W wave for our first wave and our third wave, looking for an X wave up to complete between 5.86 and 6.23 on log scale, but I will be using linear for my trading purposes as the price is a little bit closer. After that, expecting a single, double, or triple zigzag for our Y wave. If you follow Elliott Wave, you know most ending diagonals are a series of zigzags combined. This can't be a impulse, so we must be getting a single, double, triple zigzag for our third wave. Now moving closer, if you've been following my videos, not to overcomplicate things, but I'll keep it simple here. Had a double zigzag. We had a W, X, and Y. 5 waves in our A, our B, and 5 waves down for our C wave. At which point we hit the 786 retracement of this wave 2, and also on linear, the 1-to-1 extension of our W wave off our X right there. You can see that I had a little box there for those 2 targets, and we pivoted right at that area. As you can see, my little green box. As of right now, we have 3 waves up as a wave. We had 5 waves here and then 5 waves here as an A wave. We've been drifting sideways, which is a really good sign that the next likely move is to the upside. You can see it's not impulsive whatsoever. B wave hit between the 50 and the 618. I have this as a wave or a W wave. This is a B wave or an X, and expecting to finish up here. I'm going to remove some of these targets. Those are just areas I bought. I buy at the 382, the 50, and the 618. So I'm 2/3 of my position long right now, and one more buy down here at the 618. Stop is at this low. You can see my setup right there. Now let's just zoom into this area here a little bit. Looks like we have a flat here. Three-wave move for our A. We had our B wave up, and then it looks like we have a 1 here, expanded flat for our 2, our third, our 4th here, and 5 waves down for our 5. Okay, no overlap. That looks good. So it looks like we have a W wave there as a flat there, and a flat wave for our A, B wave, and 5 waves down for our C. So that's an ABC. Looks like we have a WX, and it looks like we might be making a zigzag here to complete. 1, 2. Looks like a leading diagonal. We got some overlap. So we'd have an A, B, 1, 2. Looks like we need a 3, 4, 5 down to complete. As you can see, it's really difficult down at the 15-minute. But as of right now, if we take our pivots here, I'm just going to label this as a WXY for the moment. Move that up a degree. So it could be just getting a zigzag here, just an A, B. We still need our 3rd, 4th, and 5th for our C wave of the B. But the important thing is the shape looks good. We're drifting sideways. We're still internal of our impulse. We're still above the 618 currently over a long period of time. So it looks good to the upside. As of right now, our first targets of our W off our X wave is the 618 extension of the W wave off the X, and that's at 4.86 cents and lines up right with the 618. Retracement of the A wave up. Linear, we might have slightly different targets here. I will be using log scale. I use that for my entries because it's the closest of the two prices. But if we get a little bit of an extension, we might actually just get an A, B, C, where this would be a 3-wave A, B, and we'd be getting 5 waves down here, which could get a little extended. That'd be our 1, 2, and then we'd look for a 3, 4, 5. That's where we could reach the 1-to-1 extension. It would get pretty low, but our upside targets would just change a little bit. But it appears like we're probably going to pivot a little bit earlier than the 1-to-1, perhaps the 618, just below our W wave to confirm that the correction is potentially done. So we might just get a couple spikes down here or grind in a diagonal in this C wave if it's an ABC. Something like this, break the channel to the upside and go. But trade looks good. I am 2/3 into it, just waiting for my last buy here. And when the pivot is in, we'll be able to get our targets off when that pivot comes in, wherever it is. You just put the 0 on there, get rid of the background. So I'm going to pull this to wherever our Y wave target is to get our targets to the upside. But easily as it is, we'd be looking for the 50 and the 618 of this first wave down in our 3rd wave, which is between 5.86 and 6.23. That's what you see red highlighted there. And hopefully that will line up perfectly with our 1-to-1 whenever this wave ends. But it should happen relatively quickly. Within the next couple days, we should get that pivot in. The way I'm trading this is it's a little lower. My average entries at the 50. I'll get the exact price once I get the last order filled here at the 618. And we'll be able to get our targets. But this is how I'm trading it, guys. Stop is at this low. 2/3 filled at the moment. We'll be getting about a 2-to-1 trade set up once they're in. Again, this isn't financial advice. This is just what I am doing. And once we get that move, we'll be looking for our short entry to the downside. But as of right now, just scalping that long. All right, guys, that's the update on HBAR. Looking for a pivot to the upside in our C wave in 5, and then downside after that. If you want to make sure you get all the updates, make sure to subscribe. I'll be updating this on the regular. Thanks for watching.